a really quick video. Just want to point out a couple things. Right, so let's look first at the velos. I think we made a little bit of progress today, right? The changeup, we need to take a little bit more off of it, but this slider was staying far enough away, and we're getting more separation between that slider and the changeup, right? So I really want to keep that slider right around that average, that 54.9, because that's a big enough difference from the fastball and the two seam. Your two seam was a lot faster today, which I need to dive more into the data and try to see if I can figure out the reason, because really that four seam should be faster than the two seam. The changeup, average wise, we're different enough from that two seam. All right, and the fastball average was a little bit lower today. You did hit a one pitch personal best velo on that. Congratulations, up 1/10 of a mile an hour. But I think the spread here is looking better. We're trending in the right way. We just have a little bit more work to do with it. All right. And then the other thing that I wanted to show you that I think was pretty good. All right. And you've made progress on this, right? The release spray chart. Remember when we first started working together, your fastball and I believe it was your slider were way different on that chart. And now, I mean, I'll zoom in. Right, this is a lot better. And now, keep in mind, I just zoomed in, so that looks a lot more drastic than it actually is. If I go back out where it was, right? I mean, that's a nice blob right there. That's not tipping anything, right? You know, if we go over to here, your averages, yeah, your two seam was higher than the other pitches. Your fastball and your changeup were a lot closer. You know, and then the slider was closer in than it was before. But when we plotted over here, you could see that looks drastic with the two seam here. But here, where everything else plots out, that's not tipping anything off. So I think you've done a great job at addressing that and getting that to where it needs to be. Movement wise, up here, the movement matrix, that's a nice triangle shape. I like that. The fastball and changeup are plotting very similar, which we already knew. However, you know, let's go. We'll just take a couple. Look at a couple. You know, let's go. Well, there weren't any. Let's see. Yeah, we can plot this one, and actually, that's a better one. We'll plot that one, and let's plot. Where's your 66? 66, that one didn't plot. All right, 66 too. We'll plot these two. All right. So 3D. All right, so here they come in. All right, so your spin's different on these. The velo is different enough, even though the break is very similar, right? So the break on the break plot is very similar. You can see there's enough difference in how these come in that they're different enough pitches, right? Let's go to the side view. You can really see it better. Right? The shape of the pitch is very similar, right? You threw the fastball lower, so that's why it's going to plot lower here. But if we just look at the overall shape, they're basically parallel, right? But then watch the difference when it gets to home plate. Can I zoom? Yeah, I can zoom in a little bit on this. All right, so watch the difference of when it gets to the plate timing wise. That's pretty different. All right, so like I said, I think we're on the right track, separating these pitches. Just need to do maybe just a little bit more between the slider and the changeup, and we're in a good spot.